Hello and welcome back to Lauren and Bron's Class Act podcast. It's been a while, but you know how it is.
Yeah, we hope you all had a nice Christmas despite the ongoing 2020 drama. Did you get anything nice for Christmas, Lauren?
I did, and it was broken, which is actually the most devastating thing that's ever happened to us. It was a folklore vinyl, Taylor Swift's greatest album, apart from Red, and I was so excited to open it, and I opened it, and it was so pretty, and I even took a picture of it before I played it, and I put it on Twitter thing, and I was like, great, because I had this vinyl, and then I played it, and the whole thing skips from start to
Did you remember
finish,
put the needle
so it
down?
has to go back. Yeah, thanks, Bronwen, I did. I also tried turning it off and on
Turn it
again.
off and on again.
Yeah, and that didn't work either. Turns out it was just broken. Thanks, Amazon.
Oh, I know.
What did you get, Bronwen?
Well, I've got something slightly, less difficult to break. My sister got is like one of those Costco packs of Reese's peanut butter cups. So that'll
Ooh,
really help me get through this next year, depending on what Boris does. They might be gone by the end of January. Who knows?
ooh. I am very jealous, not
Yeah,
gonna lie,
lush.
but I imagine this time next year they won't be allowed to be sold in shops.
Oh, don't even start.
Anti-nanny state. Boris Johnson creates nanny state,
I know. Who'd have thought that?
but
Not
that's
me.
but that's that on that. No, not me either. Right, now we'll go straight into the news roundup today. And first of all, in the news, you might have seen that New Year's Eve has been cancelled. And you'd think everyone would actually be pretty gutted about yet another missed opportunity to celebrate and get on the sesh. But actually, a lot of people are quite happy about it. And we did a poll on our Instagram story, and it's currently about 50-50, but leaning more towards the camp that they're glad it's not happening, which I am in that camp. Like, I don't like New Year's Eve. I think it's really like just tiresome. And I never go anywhere, so it's not really any different for
It
me.
is stressful. I mean, I've been out, like, out for New Year's Eve, like, twice or something in my life. And it is
Hmm.
just horrible. Like, you can't get a taxi. Entry for places is stupid. It's packed. Everyone's on one. It's freezing cold. Um,
Yeah.
it's nice, you get to about like the 11:30 up to midnight mark, and it's really
Hmm.
nice. Everyone's like, buzzing and everything like that. And then as soon as it goes past
Yeah.
midnight and like people want to go to lock-ins and all that, it is just like you get money for Christmas, and then if you're like a hardcore session for New Year's Eve, you just wipe it all
Hmm.
out like within a week.
It's gone.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
for me.
No, that is
The
true.
nicest New Year's Eve, this is more for people that live in Newcastle, is to drive to Biker, sit on the hill, watch the fireworks over the Tyne, and be in bed by 10 past 12.
I've never ever knew that you could like go to Biker and watch the
Just like park
fireworks.
up somewhere, it's class.
That is such a good
Yeah,
idea.
that's what I'm going to be doing. They're doing a laser show over the Tyne this year, apparently.
Really? Oh, I like that. I mean, I won't go because I still won't leave the house.
Uh,
But I do like the idea. I always want to go to New York for New Year. I know it's so basic, but like when they have the thing in Times Square, I would just love to be there on New
yeah,
Year. I think it would just be
they would do it
amazing.
properly, won't they?
Yeah, I know. But I mean, you'd be freezing. You stand there for like 6 hours, but just have it in my head that it would be perfect.
Yeah.
But that's the way it is. And to be fair though, I would have quite liked to like imagine being in a club this New Year's Eve
I really thought,
and
I,
like
I really, really thought that this time, like by this time of the year, would all be like merry and on one, that it would all be over.
yeah, no, I thought it was going to be like the best Christmas ever, and everyone was going to be like in the pub, and I was going to like be getting drunk with all my mates, and it just didn't
Yeah.
happen.
Leave that to the New Zealanders.
Yeah, no, I am so jealous. I'm on TikTok right reluctantly,
Oh, really?
but I love it, and all of these New Zealanders keep coming up on my feed, and they're all like, oh yeah, so I don't know what it's like for everyone else, but just remember that we don't have to wear any masks, and we
Oh,
can have
shut up.
concerts and everything. And I was like, oh my god, I'm actually just so
I
jealous.
know, fair play to them though. That Jacinda Ardern
Oh,
class,
I
what a
know.
woman.
I love her. I love her so much. Big heart for
Yeah.
Jacinda. That's what I'm gonna
Shout out to
say.
Jacinda.
Shout out. Maybe she'll reply to this and be like, "Love you."
Oh, anyway, should we move on?
Yes, let's go.
Right, okay, so I don't know if you've seen, this is in the more trivial news items of the month. Jennifer Aniston is being cancelled for having a Christmas ornament that says "Our First Pandemic." And a lot of people are calling it insensitive, seeing as, there's a lot of people that have been furloughed and lost loved ones and had some tough times this year, and she's sitting in her mansion in Hollywood or wherever, making silly Christmas ornaments.
Hmm.
Personally, it doesn't bother me. I don't see anything wrong with it, really. Do you?
Well, I mean, I didn't take offence at it, but I can see why people would like take offence. I thought it was quite funny because the font, it's like a wooden ornament for the Christmas tree, and it's like inscribed in a calligraphy font, and it says our first pandemic 2020. And I don't know, that like sent me because it was just like, why are you like getting a calligraphy like bauble with 2020 on it? I don't know. It was funny to me, but and it was like, that just girly things with the quotes, and it was like when he drives and you feel
Oh,
safe,
God.
but like it was like just our
Aggressively
first
heterosexual.
pandemic. Yeah. Honestly, they were like, I remember I used to read those, but yeah, I mean, Jennifer Aniston might have read them as well and thought this was a good idea, but I didn't take offence, but it was
Yeah,
funny.
I just think though, is this really something that you want to like what's the word? Oh, I can't even think of the word. Can you think of commemorate? Is that
Yeah,
English?
commemorate,
Yeah.
yeah.
Why is this something
Yeah,
you
it
want to
is, yeah.
remember?
Yeah, I know, like, I wouldn't personally want that bauble on my tree that's like, aha, like, the world got wiped out.
I know, just girly things.
Like, I know, exactly, that's what it's like. But I don't know, Jennifer Aniston, but I do think it is that thing though, like, she's probably just been holed up in her mansion.
I know.
And she's
Poor
like, "Wow,
thing.
look, we've all survived the pandemic. Yeah, that's because you've been sitting in a mansion." Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
The amount of celebrities that were coming out this year, like, whinging. I mean, I know, mental health, blah, 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 affects everyone, blah, blah. But it's like, don't like put things out there expecting people to sympathize with you when you don't have to worry about
Yeah,
half the things that everyone else has to
yeah,
worry about, as well as everything that comes with being isolated. No thanks.
yeah. I agree. Like, you know what I mean? When I think about like some people that I know, there's like someone that I know, and she's like an old woman. She's got no family or anything, and like she is literally just being in the house by herself. She usually goes out like most days of the week, and she can't
Hmm.
obviously because she's also got to be shielding and stuff. And I just think like all these celebrities who are like, oh, I feel so alone, but like they've got millions of followers who are like willing to talk to them kind of thing, and also like they've got like their family and their friends that just can't see them. And then you think about like someone else who's literally got nobody,
Yeah, I know.
and you're like, ah, do you know what I mean? It's kind of like weigh it up a bit, read the room.
Read the room.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah.
Speaking of reading the room, Lauren, what's next?
Oh dear. Well, my best mate, Pretty Patel, right? Just in case you don't know, that was a joke. I think she's literally like the incarnation of Margaret Thatcher, and I don't like her either. She has made herself, which I didn't think was possible, look more inhuman than she usually does. So this time she's not on about like putting little migrant children in the middle of the channel and like setting them adrift, but she's actually, this is when Politico asked famous people what kept them going through 2020, including loads of British politicians. So the Chancellor Rishi Sunak said it was his wife bringing him cake at 4 p.m. every day. Like others, like Emily Thornberry, said it was gin. And like most people said it was their families who helped them get through, but not Home Secretary Priti Patel, who said that what kept her going through 2020 was getting up at the crack of dawn with police to carry out raids on people, as in that making sure that criminal gangs know that the Home Office is after them helped her get through the pandemic.
God, you'd just think that whoever was asking the question, like, the interviewer would have said to her, right, pretty, everyone, including Matt Hancock, has said something normal, so make sure you say something normal, like your bike or Spotify or something. Not something
I
psychotic.
know, I know. It's even Michael Gove was like, "Oh, haha, take that on Spotify," and like I love Take That. And I was like, okay, Michael, I'll give you that one. But like this woman, I don't think she's got any sense of like, I don't even know, any sense of like reality. She is just her job. It is so
Yeah.
weird. And Matt Hancock, speaking of him though, that video when he's just standing next to that
Oh.
MP, like on top of her, it's just so
Also, the bus
funny.
stop one. Have you seen? I think Russell Howard did like a parody
Yes,
of it, where he's just walking
yeah,
towards you like very threateningly, and then the karaoke
it's
and
so
oh,
weird.
he's a weird guy. But in this one instance, like Pretty Patel made him look like a normal person.
I know.
Worrying.
her of all people as well. Like, I couldn't quite believe it.
No.
But you know, it is kind of sad. Pretty Patel really needs someone to give her an injection of like life.
I know, like really, oh, she mustn't have like seen what everyone else had said. Maybe they asked her first, and I don't know.
No, because it was like an email. Someone put the screenshot on Twitter, and it was like they all emailed in their responses. So it was like, this is a screenshot from Pretty
Oh,
Patel, and it's just this paragraph on like, I like going on raids with the police. It was so bad.
oh, that is just tragic.
I know,
Anyways,
it really is.
speaking of things that are absolutely ridiculous, let's move on to the not so hot take from Twitter. And this has actually been a bit of a difficult one this last week or so because it might just be the Christmas spirit, but everyone on Twitter seems to have been surprisingly chill for the last week. But obviously, the
Yeah.
only people on Twitter that don't sleep are the conspiracy theorists. So there's this guy called Ben Gilroy who, after 5 minutes of research, I found out is some Irish activist who thinks that wearing a mask threatens his fragile masculinity. But honestly, though, if you're bored, have a look through his Twitter because it's very entertaining. Unless you're an impressionable person, then I would say don't. He tweeted a picture
Yeah.
of a lorry that's transporting a load of the Pfizer vaccines and basically like focused in on the registration plate as if it was some sort of like cryptic code from the lorry yard or whatever. Basically, the gist of it is the registration plate is WU3666K. Okay, so I think you can see where he's going with this. So he said the W stands for Wuhan. The three sixes, the six is obviously, you know, the devil, 666. The K is the 11th letter of the alphabet, so times the 3 by the 11 is 33, which is the highest degree in Freemasonry. And then he said, or is that just another coincidence? What do you think about that?
I have to say, when I seen that this was going to be the tweet, I actually was like crying with laughter. Like, there is just something like, I don't know what the word is. I said like something special about anti-vaxxers and conspiracy theorists in the midst of a pandemic. And honestly, it is just a comedy value. Like, for me, it is anyway. I know it's kind of not funny because people actually say that and they're like, whoa. Like, but
Cryptic.
like, it is just it's so funny that like people really do look at a number plate with WU and think Wuhan. Like, not to be funny, but like when I was 12, I had a One Direction Twitter account, and like if someone was wearing like a colour once, then we would be like, whoa, this means this. Do you know what I mean? We would have done that on like a number plate. Like if a number plate had HS and Louis Tomlinson was driving, it would have been like, whoa, Louis Tomlinson loves Harry Styles. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so, they're all bands. It's so
I
embarrassing.
do remember that era, you know, the One Direction era, people being like, Zayn,
I
wear
know.
orange in your next selfie if you need help. It's like, you're like 14, Lauren. Like, if any of them are in danger, what on earth are you sitting and writing going to do about it?
I know,
You
I
know,
know,
but
I totally
with this
agree.
lorry thing though, I think what's happened, and I'm only saying this because it's something I would do. If I was the site manager for a lorry and we got a big container full of vaccines, I'd be going around the yard looking for the trailer, the lorry thing, with the weirdest
Mm.
registration plate just to cause some drama. So I bet the guy, the site manager, whoever it is, went up to like the lorry with that registration plate, rubbing their hands together, going, "Oh, that's the one. That's gonna set them all off. The one with
Mm.
666 in it. Gold mine."
I know, it is though. It's like they're so easy to wind up. They're like they are like the easiest people to provoke.
It's like you remember that woman with the Monster Energy. Have you seen that video where
Yeah,
she's like, you know, it's the monster. It's like the three lines that make the M, which is the number 666 in Hebrew. It's like, calm down.
I
That's
know,
a reach.
I know. That is, it's all a reach though with these people. Seriously, Ben Gilroy, sit down, have a hard think.
I
Someone needs to give him a drink and a good slap, I
don't
think.
know.
But that's just me. He's probably gonna come after us now.
Probably. Let's at them.
I know. Rip. Well, I think that is all we'll have time for today. So I will say thanks for listening today, everybody. And we shall see you when we see you next.
Yeah, we'll hope that you have a lovely New Year's Eve sitting at home looking at your Instagram memories. So, Happy New Year.